Okay, I think, hey Ramo. Yeah, I think we have everyone. So, good morning, everyone, and good evening. So, we can get started. So, as I mentioned yesterday, that we'll start with some of the topics related to different charts and some dual axis charts, and then we'll go towards the dashboard. But before that, getting into the agenda, I would like to hear from you guys about the task what I gave, and anything if you want us to repeat here, any specific topic, if you have any question on, we can discuss that before getting into the new topics. Yeah, so I would like to hear from everyone. Mhm. Yeah, sure, sure. So we'll cover that. All right. Uh, what about Ankit and Vineet? What about you? Yeah, yeah, correct. No, but so far I have not shown that. Actually, the task which I gave, I have not shown that yet. Hmm. Okay, can you please share your screen and show it to everyone? Or okay. hmm Okay, if you can share it right now, that's fine. Otherwise, we can see it later. Okay. Yeah, I can. Mhm. Yeah. This is calculated table calculation. You Mhm. Okay. See, as per the task, I wanted to have separate color for profit and separate color for sales in the table like this. Yeah. Okay. No, no worries, no worries. But at least you tried. That's fine. What about you, Vineet? Okay, fine. All right. Okay, I can see next Destry in the list. Yeah, Destry. So, what about you? Hmm. Okay, so what about the first task? Basically, what Ankit was trying to show. So you mentioned that you were able to figure it out that how it will work, right? Mhm. Yeah, sure. Yeah, correct, correct. All right, well done. And okay, we'll cover the next one, the ranking issue, what you got. So we'll be covering rank today. Right. So good job. All right. Who's okay? So Joy, what about you? Mhm. Okay, fine. Mhm. Okay, all right. What about you, Rama? Mhm. Okay. Yep. Okay. Uh, I think only Shara is left in the list. So, what about you, Shara? Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. So, see, so basically, my motto was like for first 2 days we covered the basics of Tableau and some basics charts. Uh, Today I wanted to cover some customized charts because in order to get in details until unless you will not know the basics, these advanced charts will be very difficult. So that's why I wanted everyone to at least try what we covered in first 2 days. Now, we'll definitely go through those tasks, and maybe we can start with the ranking one right now. I think, do I need to cover that different color for different measures, or is it okay to everyone? Mhm. Okay, sure, sure. So let me share my screen. Okay, I'm repeating those same steps. Okay, coming back to this workbook here, worksheet. First of all, I'll try to show what Dashri shown us. So uh, we'll just go ahead and pull some dimension. Maybe we can drag category or region in rows, and then we will try to use two measures. So one is sales, another we can take as profit, and then I'll convert them into a cross table. So by selecting this. Now over here, uh, what we can do is we can just put the same measure values onto color, and then you can go ahead and select use separate legends. So far, if I have not selected that. So far there is only one legend here, and that is applicable to all measures irrespective of my profit or sales, but there is a same measure which is applied on the both measures. Now, as soon as we select this option, like use separate legend for all legends here, you can see the same thing has been replicated. Whether it was profit or sales, same thing got replicated. Now, once you are on this page, you can go ahead and edit the color, whichever you want for your particular measure. So I'll select profit, and then from here I can choose some other color and apply a different maybe scale for profit because I have selected profit, right? Now, okay, let me just click OK first. So at this point of time, we have different color scales for both measures. When I clicked over edit option, there were few more options. So let's talk about them. We have stepped color, and right now default is 5, though we have not selected. Another is reserved. Then we have full color range, and then we have include totals. So let's say if we choose some other color scale here or color theme, maybe this, what it is going to do is for a minimum number it will be red, and for maximum it will be green. Now as soon as I do stepped color and I give some number here, so you can see, like, as soon as I selected stepped color, my whole range has been divided into 5 colors, starting from red to green. So irrespective of the data elements, my complete data will have only these 5 colors. You can see as soon as I applied, some of them are green, some of them are red. So that is the first scale I have selected. Another, if you do reversed, it got a opposite. Earlier it was red to green, now it is green to red. And if I select full color range, okay, so it will be applicable to what I have selected basically. nothing much, and it's gonna update the color. So this is the easiest way of doing it. uh, I believe this is simple, right, to everyone, how to do different colors for different measures. Right. So basically, in measures, you can add as many values. See, right now, if I go to this measure filter here and click on edit filter, only profit and sales is selected. You can select. So based out of our setting, what we did here, use, we selected use different legend for each measure, right? So that's why you can see here for each measure, it has created a legend. And whatever color you select for that particular measure, that will appear here, right? Yeah. Mhm. But let me tell you, before 10.4, Tableau 10.4, this combined legend option was not there. In that scenario, what could we have used? This option came into the latest versions. Before that, it was not there. Any thoughts on that? And let me be frank here. Even I was not aware of this, because I worked on Tableau 10.4 and directly then I used 2019 one, and I have been using my old approach to achieve this thing. So this is I got to know today only when the she shows us. So even I learned it today. But yes, tell me the any other approach what you could follow. Basically, yesterday I mentioned using calculated field, we achieved that. So I have been doing that using calculated field so far, and I'll show you that approach. So I'll go here, drag similar one category, I mean dimension, and then I'll create two calculated fields. These are things only for placeholder. So I can just put 1 and 1, and I'll drag into columns, and there is one option called attribute, which means I don't want any aggregation on this particular field. So I can go ahead and do it. Another thing, attribute. Now some changes are required for this scale. It is 0 to 1. I can go ahead and change the axis. It will be from 0 to 1. You can see like right now it is 0 to 2, and that is why you can see this color on half row only. As soon as I will change this scale, it's going to be in the full row. So that is for first column. Similarly, for second column also I'll do the same. I'll select the axis, will edit axis, fix, and then 1 and OK. Now, next thing what I will do, I'll select my one particular calculated field or the axis here, and I'll drag my particular measure whichever I want to put it. So maybe I can take sales and I can put that into labels. Color, if you wish, you can change whichever you want. Alignment, you can do whichever you want. So alignment will be from here. I can do center. Similarly, I'll select another uh, placeholder and I'll put profit, and same thing here. I'm going to change the alignment. Okay, it's already center. For second, I need to make it center. For both it is blue color right now, and label is in center. But because these are two different placeholders here, I can anytime go and change the color of placeholder. So you can imagine, like before uh, this new functionality came into Tableau, we were changing color like this in a table. I don't want to show header. Some In order to make it better, I can increase the size a bit. For this also. All right. So you can see, like, we had two measures, and for each we have, used different colors. So this was the another approach, which, actually I gave this task keeping this thing in mind. But that's fine. I mean, we have a better approach now in Tableau. So well and good. You can follow either way, and we can achieve the different colors for different measure. Any questions here? Either on first one, this task, or sorry, this approach or this approach? Exactly, obviously, because now Tableau gives this as an inbuilt function. Earlier it was not there, right? See, always you should follow what is easier to achieve and requires less time and less effort, right? So, because earlier in old versions this feature was not available, so that's why we were following this. But in current scenario, if Tableau has given this feature, and you can see like the effort which needed this approach, right? I just used two measures. It took almost double or triple time of what we needed here, right? Exactly. I'm also supporting that. Right. Okay. So that's fine. So we are good here. But you need to know like different approaches how to implement, right? So that is why I wanted to show. Fine. So let's move ahead and talk about the task what we started doing in the last hour yesterday. So the use case was, let me name it as rank only. The use case was like, I have product categories, supplies, furniture, and technology, or maybe we can take region, any dimension. We have regions like central, east, south, and west, and out of these regions, maybe I want to analyze the state, only those state where my profit is maximum. When I say maximum, basically I want to see which are the states where maybe top five states per region, where my profit is maximum, right? So yesterday we just implemented it in a way like we went ahead and applied one filter as top, and we did, let's say, 5, right, by profit and sum. So we noticed that this view, I mean, today actually it's not showing correct, but yesterday, luckily, for categories, it was showing correct in case of top, but in case of bottom, it was not. So maybe if I just remove it and take categories, yeah. So you can see here, for each category, it shows 5, states, and it looks correct. It could be correct. I'm not, there is no argument on that. It could be correct. But as soon as we were changing this filter into bottom, the whole story was, the concept was getting disturbed. And now here you can see, uh, just a minute. Okay. So if we are saying that bottom 5 states, now here you can see like for each category you are getting different states. In case of top, you are getting the same states. So there was some confusion yesterday, and because of which we need to introduce rank function here so that we can get actual top 5 or top bottom irrespective of category or state, any other dimension. So that is the basic situation wherein we need to implement rank. Correct. So should we start? Everybody understand the situation, right? Okay. So what I will do, let me just remove all the filters first of all. And so far we have category. Later on I'll show you with region as well. And over here, let me create one calculated field. I'll call it rank, or let me call it profit rank because I'm using profit here. So the function for rank is simple. Tableau automatically guides you how to write function for rank. So it says rank, and then you need to type the logic basis which you want to calculate rank. So it will be profit, comma, how do you want ascending or descending order? So that you need to decide, and you need to put that into single quotes. So let me select here single quotes, and then I'll click OK. So you can see it shows calculation is right, calculation is valid. I can apply and OK. Now, I think Shaira or Dashri, I mean, you mentioned like you got confused with rank being it continuous or discrete, right? Somebody was confused with, yeah. So, mhm. All right. So, rank basically, if we talk about rank, what it should be? Will it be I mean, what do you think, all of you? Is it going to be a discrete number or is it going to be a continuous number? Any thoughts, suggestion? Discrete. Can I ask why? Correct, correct. So basically, it's a kind of, I would say, you cannot add two ranks into one. right? You cannot say like rank 2 and rank 3, if we add it will be rank 5. No, we cannot operate on rank. Rank is a kind of position, and that is defined, okay, it's first one or is it the second one. So that's why it's a discrete, and for that you need to right click here and change it into discrete, convert to discrete. So that is what we need to do here. And as soon as we do it, you can see the color for rank. This icon got changed. Earlier it was green, now it is blue. Right, so that is the second step. Now what I would do, I'll just drag this field into my dimension area, and you can see that I can see a profit rank field here, and that goes from 1 to n number in each category, correct? So far we just created rank field as a calculated field, and we have converted that into discrete format and pulled that field here into the dimension area or row shelf. You can see, like, by default you are getting a triangle icon here. This triangle icon is nothing but it shows that it is a table calculation, and table calculations are limited to the visualization, which means you can still go ahead and edit it or change the logic. So I'll right click here and go to edit table calculation. What would happen, you can see here, first of all, so it says table down, or maybe you can go ahead and select. Basically what we need to do here is we want our rank to be calculated basis category, um, category and state, and what we want, the deepest level should be category, that in each category basically we want to rank this. Okay, let me see, state and restart. Okay. So you look at it, we are doing at level of state, right? For state we are ranking it, and we are restarting our rank for every category. Category is basically the first column, first dimension. So you need to use all the dimensions which you are using in your visualization, then only you will get the correct rank basis your table or cross table what you are using. So for a moment, if I go ahead and close it, and if you try to look at here, for furniture you have 1 2 3 and as so on. Similarly, if you go for other category, again it's starting from 1 and it goes as so on, right? So it's restarting the rank for each category. Now, next thing what you can do is you can just go ahead, click on filter on profit rank. We discussed like we want to show top 5. So we'll unselect everything like none, and we'll select only 5 places here, so that you can see now it shows top 5 in each category, right? You might see like earlier when we were doing top 5, we were getting more or less same state in each category, but this time there is a difference. Yeah, it's as simple as rank, sum of profit, and in descending format. Okay. Yeah, and post this I would not like to show profit rank in the table, so I'll just go ahead and click on uncheck this show header, and rank field will go away from the visualization. Mhm. some profit. See, prof exactly, because profit rank is nothing but the position. We don't want to show the position. Yeah, we can do that. So let's say right here, if you see, uh, we are showing the numbers, correct? If you want to convert this into percentage, just right click on this label here and click on add table calculation. Now it's up to you like how you want to show this percentage. So percentage of total, across, down, or specific dimension, that you can do. And let's say on state level or maybe on cell level if you want to show. So these different options will be there. Okay, let me select one. Percentage of total. Okay, percentage from percentile. Okay, so you can see that here. What it has done, because I have selected percentage of total, so it has calculated the percentage of these different states out of the total value. Okay. Yeah, but let me tell you again, you need to be very careful with these table calculations because see, it's core to your visualization. It will not impact your original data, but whatever an option you select here, that can change the entire meaning, right? So that's why you need to be very careful. Now, another thing, like we just did top five. Now, let's say I want to do bottom five. In that case, I will have to change my rank formula. At the place of descending, I can take it ascending, and I will not have to do anything. Automatically, it will change the view. So in each category, you have bottom five states. Everything is in negative right now, right? What you are typing there? Okay, your ascending and descending should be in single quotes. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. You can take a look. Okay. Can you share your screen? We can take a look. I'll just unshare my screen. Yeah, yeah, it's correct. So we're good, right? You can change this into discrete and then you can drag it into your data visualization. No, first of all, convert that into discrete. Yeah, so you can see right now it is in green color, and that makes it as a continuous field, and it will do aggregation if you don't convert it into discrete. You have option, just click on it. Yes, yes. And now if you will drag it there, it will be in blue color only. And here we go. No, so we are not going to sorting, right? You need to go to filter. Yes, right click on rank. Okay, before that you need to change the setting, right, of this calculation. So you need to go to edit table calculation. No, no, no. Right click on the profit rank, edit table calculation. Uh, the second last option, edit table calculation. You need to select specific dimensions. Okay. Now what we want state to be ranked for each category. So at the level you in the level drop down, at the level drop down, select state and restart for every category. Now you can close it and then you can apply filter. No, so you need to select those values what you want to show. So maybe first of all select none and then yeah. No, if you select all, everything will be will appear on the screen. No, no, no. You will have OK and apply in the bottom. I think that is hidden on your screen. I can't see that. Yeah, you can just click on enter. Okay. Yeah. I think you clicked on some sorting thing, right? Hmm. Okay. Click on profit rank again. Just right click there and click on sort. Okay. Uh, Click on data source order or manual. Okay. No, go to just first of all, just hide this show me. It's taking some area from your visualization. You can just click on it. It will be Okay, yeah, you can hide that. Okay. You can see in the bottom there is a profit, right? Profit header. Not there. Right there. Yeah, just click on it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. So I think it was good demo to for everyone again. Recap of the rank. So I think it would be clear to everyone. Or do we have still any doubt or any question on rank? Okay. So it's clear to everyone? All right. Okay, so I've just shared my screen and now let's move to next one. So we just saw here one table calculation using rank. Yesterday we covered some of the dual axis charts. So I'm going to cover one chart which is going to use calculated field, not basically calculated field, the table calculation, and then it's going to use the dual access functionality too. So it will have both the things. Before I go ahead and start something, I believe everybody must have heard about Pareto chart, right? Yeah. Why it is used for? Mhm. Pareto chart, and then I mean it's one of the quality tools, and then I mean you can say 80-20 rule. Pareto chart and 80-20 rule go hand in hand. What is the 80-20 rule? This is strange. I mean, 80-20 rule basically, see, it's covered, used everywhere. Generally, we say like 80% of problems are just because of 20% reasons. If you solve your top 20% reasons, your other 80% problems will automatically be solved because they are dependent. So that's why in quality tools we focus on top 20 problems, and if we solve top 20 problems, most of the problems from the 80% remaining portion automatically gets resolved. So keeping that thing in mind, this Pareto chart is being built. Right. Now, Pareto chart, okay, let me start. It's a dual axis chart. How would you create it? Let's draft a scenario first of all. So I have categories, I have states, I have subcategories. Now, okay, let's say if I drag my subcategories here and I drag my sales here, or maybe profit. Let me drag my profit here and I sort this. Mhm. Let me sort it. Okay, so you'll see like starting from this copiers to machines, everything is doing a profitable business. Only this place we have a problem. I mean, we are in loss. Profit is going in negative, right? So in order to apply Pareto here, I mean, right now it is not Pareto, it's just one portion of it. What we do, we find out the running total. And in order to do that, I will drag profit again on the rows shelf. And over here, sorry, yeah, over here, you can first of all change this into maybe line. And then you apply your calculated field table calculation logic. So how would we do that? Add table calculation, and here, as I mentioned, running total. So that is what I'm going to do. I don't want to show this. I simply want to show percentage of total. Okay, here we go. And I'll convert this into dual axis chart. Next thing what I'll do, you can see like I have just created Pareto curve here, and my axis one has been automatically, because I converted from uh, into dual axis chart, automatically it got converted into dots here. I'll change it into bar once again, and then I'm going to show percentage, what is my running percentage for this Pareto curve. So for that, I'll simply put marks here, right? Now you can see, okay, can anyone tell, is it correct? The percentage what it is showing, is it correct? Obviously, yeah, it's going more than 100, which means it is wrong, right? So it has to be within 100, and if we need to, find out 80% maybe line on this curve through which we can divide our 20 and 80. So that's the logic of Pareto. Now let's see if we can correct it. Because this profit is in negative, I believe it should not take that and add here. Edit table calculation. If you look at these numbers, the running total is basically adding whatever is a number is given here, irrespective of if it is negative, it's going down. If it is positive, it's keep adding that till here, till this point. Okay, now when we are converting this into percentage, that is why it is going more than 100, because my total is less, total is 286, 397. So situation like this is going more than 100%. That again shows that there is some problem. Okay, I only converted this number into percentage. So 12x secondary calculation. Okay. So ideally, I mean, we were thinking about that whether this percentage is wrong. Actually, this is correct. It's not wrong, depending on our number, because it's just running the uh, running total, and then it's doing the percentage of overall to against the total. So you can see like my total is 100 here. The places where it is going more than 100 is just because of the negative value. And another thing, you can see like till this point, we have our 80% achieved. So as per 80-20, these are the 20%, subcategories which are doing very good. If we just focus on this, I think we can improve rest of the business, because in the remaining, you can see like there are few negatives, few positives, and there is a small variation. So if we just focus on this first top 21, from 0 to basically from copiers to chairs, it includes my most of the business, 80% of the business. Right, so this is up to you, like how you going and find out this insight here. But in order to create Pareto, these are the steps. You will be creating one bar, and then you will be creating running total over that with the Pareto curve. In creation, do we have any question? It's a dual axis. You need to click on axis, and then you will see dual axis option. You need to click on that. Okay. Let me create it from scratch for you. Okay. This time I'm going to fetch sales. I'll not take profit because profit had negative values. Uh, Columns, category. No, let's remove. Let's take subcategory only. Okay, this was the first step. We have sales and bar chart for sales. I'll drag sales again on rows shelf, right? We got two charts. What I did here, in one of them I converted into line like this, and then I applied one calculated table calculation here, and that table calculation is nothing but running total, and I'm adding a, sorry, leave it as table across and add a secondary calculation. So as soon as you do a secondary calculation, in the next pane you need to select percentage of total, right? And you can see like in line right now it shows position and in bracket. In order to remove that or avoid that, you can just simply uncheck this show calculation assistance, and you can click OK. So my Pareto curve has been created. Now what I did after this, I right click here, made it dual axis. Then it got converted into this format. After this, I selected my first measure and I converted that into bar once again. So it looks like this. And then On here, I'll simply select and show marks or label. So this is how it was created. Yeah. You can interpret this chart in other way also, like till 80, your business is doing good here. Remaining 20%, uh, is somebody speaking? I can't hear well. Hello? Okay. So yeah, from here, I mean, if you just focus on these uh, remaining 20% things, your overall business will perform well. So you can interpret in either way. Either you focus on your 80%, you can ignore 20%, and if you focus on last 20%, automatically your whole business will show a good progress. Yeah, see, basically, when we talk in quality terms, right, we say that our 80% defects are just because of 20% reasons. Okay, so yeah, yeah, 20% issues. So if we focus on, like in this scenario here, if we just focus on last 20%, I mean, starting from 100, if we go back and we'll just focus on some 20% categories, I think 20% will lie somewhere here. Okay. If you just improve these points. Mhm. Correct. Mhm. No, no, no. So take it in a way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, take it in a way like your other categories are already doing good, right? The only problem area is in these 20%. If you focus on these, automatically the overall business production or profit will be good. See, the Pareto basically here it gives you identification that where your 80% lies, right? It helps you, in your running total and running percentage. It tells you that where that 80% line goes in. So what is the point beyond which you need to focus on? Yeah. Talk to somebody in quality, team. They can tell very good about these quality 8 quality tools. I think there is a training. You can follow that. Uh, you'll get better idea about this chart. Mhm. Right. Sure, sure. Okay, so this was the Pareto. Mhm. Okay, so you must be doing a label from all. If you do it from all, you are going to get it on all, irrespective of row and curve as well as bar, right? What I did, I only clicked on a specific measure which I draw for curve, right? Okay, so if you see here under marks, there are different cards. I mean, you can expand them and collapse them. If anything you are going to do on all, if you put color on all, size and anything, it's going to change everything, whatever components you have in the chart, right? But I didn't do that here. I collapsed it and I went to specifically that measure where I have added the line graph. For this, I have added mark levels. I have not added for this bar one. You can see it is unchecked. Yeah. Okay. So we are good so far here. There is another, popular chart which is used, I think, in mathematics as well as in quality. Is called histogram. Do we have here? Yeah. Yeah, it's here. What is the use of histogram? Comparison. Okay. Yesterday I mentioned that I'll be sharing one image what I have for when to use which chart. So I have just downloaded that here on my machine. Okay. This is what I was talking about yesterday. It will give you clear idea when to use which chart. Right. Right now we are talking about histogram. So where is histogram? Yeah, it's here. Column histogram. So you can see it says what would you like to show if it is related to distribution and you have single variable and very few items. Then you show histogram, column histogram. And if you have many items like bell curve, in that case you show line histogram, right? It basically, histogram helps you in order to understand central tendency as well as the frequency. Frequency means occurrences of particular instances. We understand the logic of bell curve, right? Hmm. So bell curve, and what is central tendency? Okay, no worries. Basically, central tendency comes in picture if you know the mean, median, and mode of your data. If you know all these three things, that defines the central tendency of your data. And it basically tells you that how scattered your data is. If your mean and median lies at the same point, which means your data has, uh, you say, normal curve, or your data is normal, or if your data is normal you simply say okay, it is a bell curve, right? So it basically talks about the number of frequencies and occurrences, and then you see that how it is your how your distribution looks like. So histogram comes in picture if you're showing distribution. Similarly, you can follow this chart. Like if you want to compare few things, then you can go for, if it is one variable, you can use single bar chart. If two variables, you can use variable width column chart. We'll go through it, we'll show you. Then if you have more than three or more variables, you can follow some other charts related to this. right? So it will guide you like which chart you want to use depending on the situation what you are in. If you want to show the relation between two variables, you will be using scatter plot or bubble chart. So yesterday we saw one scatter plot between profit and sales, and bubble chart I think we'll create again. So it will help you to determine that if you need to show relation, what chart you will be using. If you want to show comparison, what chart you are going to use. And if you need to show distribution, what chart you are going to use. Right, so I'll share this with everyone. Now going back to Tableau, so we said we are going to use histogram. And for histogram, if you just hover your mouse here on histogram, it says for histogram, you need one measure, create a bin, and then you can, create histogram, right? So in order to create histogram, we really need to know that what is bin. So again, I will ask, what is bin? Do we know that? Any idea about bin? Okay, fine. So let me go ahead and right click on any of these. So what happens? I'm in dimensions area right now. And if I click here, in I can see all these options. I can go to create. I can see calculated field, group, set, and parameter. Nothing is there related to bin. Same goes here. Nothing is related to bin. But if I go to, let's say, profit and create, it says calculated field, group, and bins, and then parameter. So bin comes only in case of your measure values, right? Another thing in profit rank, okay, let's see if it is bin is there. No, for this bin is not there because it is a discrete value. Quantity, I can go ahead and see, okay, for it, there is a bin because we can operate on this. Now, bin is basically dividing your data into small buckets, right? And those buckets will be you can say buckets for frequency or occurrences. So best use case of bin here will be quantity. I would like to see that like for product quantities, what are the groups like 0 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10, or 10 to 20, those kinds of buckets. I would like to divide my quantity data into these buckets, wherein my product is being sold into quantities, right? Either one quantity is being sold, or two quantities, or there is a specific product which is being sold like in bulk. So in that way, we can create bin under quantity. So I'll just go ahead and click on create and then bins. So it shows new field name, quantity, and bin. And by default, it is giving me the size of bin as 1.77. Maybe I don't want to take this. I would like to see something else. You can see here it's taking maximum as 14, minimum as 1, and maximum as 14, which means in quantity we have maximum value as 14 and minimum value as 1. So keeping that thing in mind, it depends on you, like how many buckets you want to create, or how many, what is the size of bin you want to give. So let's see if I do just 2. I want to see size of bin as 2, right? And then 14 is the maximum. So if I click here, another bin has been created and you can see the sign as well, a sign of histogram. I'll just drag this field into my rows, and I'll drag my region or category, any such field into columns. Okay, before going into next analysis, let me tell you here, I selected bin size as 2. So what it has done, it has created buckets like first bucket, uh, either 0, 1 product. All the products which has been sold either in 1 or 0 quantity. Then second bucket will have all the, product count, wherein my bulk count was 2, which means it will include uh, 2 and 3. 4, it will include 4 and 5. 6, it will include 6 and 7. 8, it will include 8 and 9. Because of size, it has created these many buckets starting from 0 to 14. At any point of time, let's see if I want to change, edit my bin size. If I keep it 3, you can see like 0, then 3, then 6, then 9, and this. And this is the count of product in those buckets. So that is how it divides that bin into, it divides the product quantity into bins. Now I need to create this. So bin, and I'll select sales. Okay, going back to histogram, it says one measure creates a bin field not available for all measures. Okay, so I need to maybe convert this into, and then I need to drag. No, something is wrong here. Yeah, just give me one moment. I mean, I'm trying to create, first of all, this bin. Something is wrong here. It's some. Okay, it says that for a histogram view, try one measure, create a bin field not available for all measures. Okay, it's already created. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, Ankit, I think you were saying that you're not getting, right? Yeah. So see, basically, uh, when I shown bins, okay, creating bin, till creating bin, was it clear? Okay. Okay. So first of all, let's understand bin. Okay. Uh, if you look at this bin pop up here, edit bin, I'm saying size of bin is 3. Looking at my data, mhm, collection. It's a collection. Okay. 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 Let's do that again. So I have just cleaned my worksheet here. Let me name it as histogram. What I did, this quantity bin, I have taken that into columns. So we'll take that here, and then any other measure, whichever measure you want to plot here. Maybe quantity, maybe sales, maybe profit. These are the different bins what we have created for quantity. So maybe you would like to see the sales in those bins, right? I just put sales into rows. It has created one histogram. Histogram is basically bar chart only, right? But it shows, if I show label, it shows all the product wherein sold products were either 0, 1 or 2. This is the sales amount. If, yeah, please. No, I didn't. Okay, let's see. I'm creating again. What I'm doing here simply, I'm selecting bin and I'm selecting one measure. Let's see what happens here. If you see, no, it's not enabled. Okay, I just selected sales. Right now it is enabled. Okay, if I click on it, let's see what happens. It created the same kind of view wherein your buckets are based out of sales data itself. Are you getting? Right? So this histogram, this is again a histogram, right? There is no doubt. But in this situation, I'm counting sales instances, like how many times sales happened. And this is the bucket what we have created. So my first bucket, 0, these are the individual basically. Let's see the size of this sales bin here. You can go ahead and click on the sales bin and see the size. So what it has done, it has created 447 bins for sales, right? It has done it automatically. I have not done any changes here. So it has created 447 bins for doing analysis. I mean, this is not recommended like this. You need to have maximum 10 or 15, bins. Within that, you can do analysis. So that is why I created quantity bin. But let's say if I just change it to 50, let's say, what would happen? You can see like my, there are a number of bars which are here. I can't even see them. So I'll go ahead and maybe change again size of bin. Okay, let me increase it. I want 1,000 element in one bucket. How will, okay. In that case, if I take 1,000 elements in one bucket or one bin, in that case, this is how I get only 3 bars here. And this is again your histogram. So it shows like in zero category or zero bin, you have about 9K of sales. In the next one, you have about only 300 and okay, it's a count. Okay, let me put it as how about now? My sales bins are still same, what I did earlier. Here we go. 1,000 instances in one bin, and I've just changed that count into sum. So my first bin has this much of sales, another is 448K, then you have 198K. See, the problem here is exactly. I mean, that is the reason I was going with the quantity earlier. Um, exactly. So, I mean, this was the best use case here. If you have, quantity as your bin. I mean, here I created it manually in order to show bin, but if you wish, we can have, yeah, this time I have selected only quantity. Now you can see, let me go ahead again. Quantity bin. What is the size it has taken? Okay, 3 is still the same. Okay, so you have maximum of 15 elements, right? 14. So in 0 to 1, you have a count of 3,000. In the second one, you have 4,000, 4,800. And in the third bin, you have 1,400. But again, you have created bin spaces quantity, and again, you are counting quantity. It won't, yeah, it won't. Exactly. So it won't make much sense. Better is you have created bins. Now let's see some profit or sales in those buckets. That will make more value to the business, right? So you can see like wherever my product is being sold, wherever the quantity of product sold is from 0 to 3, the average profit, the total profit I'm getting 45,000. If the quantity goes beyond 3 and it is less than 6, then we have about 150K. And you can find out because of this that most of your revenue or profit is getting generated when the quantity or product sold are between 3 and 6. Maximum frequency or maximum occurrences lie into this region, right? And then again, as you go beyond 6, your profit is decreasing. So that is already based out of data that it's telling you that if products quantity sold is between 3 and 6, you are getting the maximum profit. Yeah, between 4 to 6. Mhm. You can use it for anything, right? It's not a mandate that you'll be using bin quantity, uh, uh, quantity bin for only for quantity, right? No, no, no. So if you see here, On x-axis you have quantity bin. On y-axis you have profit. Okay, so come again, please. Okay, well, so let me rephrase here what it is showing. Uh, from 0 to 3, this is the first bar here. Okay, so this bar is showing all the sales so far, wherein in one sales I'm no right now I'm talking about sales. I'm saying all the product wherein my quantity is between 0 to 3. Let's say there is one sales happened and somebody purchased two products, right? In that case, my total profit in those scenarios, my total profit is 45K. The scenario wherein generally people buy more than three and less than six product in one go. At that time, I have maximum profit, which is 150K. Right? So these 1 to 15, you take it as quantity of product, and going from 0 to 160K here, that is the profit. So whatever is applicable here in the selected area, now you can see in the tooltip also, like the third bin size of third bin is 3 to 6. Any sales which is happening between this range has the maximum profit. Mhm. No, but if you see here, the last sentence which you said, it is contradicting here, right? Here my quantity is high, right? 6, 7, 8, or up to 9, but my profit is less. Mhm. Right. See, other ways you can say that your maximum sales are happening with quantity 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right. So over here, I mean, don't go by customers. This is telling you the quantity of product which is being sold on a individual sales. Right. I mean, if I'm not able to explain here, can anyone would like to explain it to? Yeah, Ankit, Ramu, maybe you would like to try, or Corey, you can try. Yeah, if you wish, you can explain on the same. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, sure. Let me unshare. Yes. Hmm. That's when you can swipe between rows and columns. So it will, yeah. No, no, this is fine. The what you have created is fine. Now, yeah, main thing is like how will you explain it? So just do one thing. On each bar, just show the label so it will be clear. We have taken profit, right? Huh. Profit into labels. Correct. Now if you see here, yeah, right. So basically, out of our total profit so far, what we can see out of this histogram, that maximum profit what we have got is based out of our second bin, what we have created. So we took size of 3, right? Yeah, so which means from 3 to 6 bin has the maximum profit, which is 66K. Whereas, yeah, whereas if you see like in our third bin, wherein the profit, sorry, quantity is about 4, 5, and 6, over there we have a negative profit. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, of course. I mean, as many the size, if you'll reduce, those many bars will come. Hmm. Right, it created automatically. Do you want to edit or do you want to see the size? What do you want to do? No, 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 no. So go to your dimension site and you will have sales bin. So you can edit that. Exactly. Hmm. Yeah, right. So basically, from the show me, when you're saying like histogram was not enabled and disabled, so it's basically based out of one particular measure. So what bin? Correct. That's a, I would say, primary requirement for histogram. It needs a bin. Until unless bin is not created, you will not be able to create histogram. Right. Okay. Any question anybody on histogram? Why do we use it? Hmm. Yeah, I think somebody was talking. Hmm. Okay. I think will plan for break. If you want, you can ask right now. Other topic will cover just after the break. Right. Yeah, we can do that. So if you want, we can show that to you today. Yeah. 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 So do you want to show that right now or see that right now or should we cover after break? Okay. Fine. So I can see right now it is 9:19. Uh, let's meet after 15 minutes and then we can start on that. Yeah. All right then. Yep. 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 Now let me share my screen. Okay. So yeah, before going to break, we discussed about to show top and bottom in the same chart. So yesterday, I mean, we covered set. I think this is going to include some set concept as well as parameters and filters. These three options what we need to include. So let me just draft a situation here. Let me put, okay, let's say states. I have states here and then I have profit. And if I sort it by profit, okay, so that's first scenario. Now if I go ahead and filter out by top and top, maybe, yeah, let's say 10, we are able to see top 10 states by profit in the regular scenario. We can go ahead and change it to bottom and we can see bottom 10 states by profit. But as per our requirement, what we said that we want to see both top and bottom into same view, like top 10 states as well as top 10 states and bottom 10 states in the same view. That's a requirement. Ankit, am I right? That is what we want to see. Okay. So for that, I mean, yesterday what we did, we created one parameter. Let me create one parameter here too. And let me call it top or bottom, because here we will define that number through which we want to see, like top 5, top 10, whatever number we want to see. So right now, let's set to be integer. I'll select all. Okay. We'll show parameter control. Let's say put 1, and I'm going to refer the same parameter what we have created here into this filter option. So edit filter, and here at the place of 10, I will take top or bottom parameter. This is the same parameter what I have added here. Now if I say apply, so what happens if 10 is there, you can see 10. If it is 5, it's going to show 5, which means I'm able to control my visualization using this parameter. If I say 2, it's going to show me 2. If I say 5, it will show me 5. But the problem statement like top or bottom, right now it is showing bottom. I'm not able to convert that into top. So for that, we will have to use set, so that we can filter out our data either by top or in bottom. So, okay. Let me say, okay, this is again, I have just changed that bottom into top. So you can see top 5 states here by profit. This functionality will remain same, 5 or 10. But now what will happen? Can anybody tell me that what was this set, what we covered yesterday? What is the concept of set? We covered two things yesterday, group and set. What was the use of set? Anyone? Exactly. Yeah, very well. So set was a major element. So what I'm going to do now here, you can see like right now I have just selected, put 10 here, and we can see like top 10 states are there. If you wish, you can filter, sort it like this, top 10 states by profit. I can go ahead and add this filter element in a set. We can say that we'll create a set which will include my top elements. I can call it top and we'll save it. As soon as I have done that, you can see like a set as top has been created. This functionality will still remain same. There is no change. 5, 5 or whatever number I put, I can see the similar return. So for top, I have already created. Let me go ahead and change this filter. And this time I will select bottom. So as soon as I did that, you can see like it got changed and we are getting bottom state by profit. I will go ahead and add this filter or maybe create another set with this bottom property and we'll call it bottom, right? So two sets have been created. Now we must have, I mean, everybody know the set theory. It's a topic in mathematics, algebra basically. So out of that, we can combine these sets into one. So if we right click on any of these sets, you will get these different options: edit set, create combined set, rename, hide, delete, and other options. So I'll just work on this create combined set. And what I'm going to do is in this combined set, I will let me name it as top or bottom. I'll give the same name because I'm going to combine my top and bottom set into one. And you can see like by default the first option is selected, which says all member in both sets. That is what we want to see. You have other options also, you can do that depending on your requirement, but right now I'll select the top one and click OK. Okay, so third set has been created. Right, now what I will do, I'll just remove this option uh, of rows, maybe this also. Let's see what happens. I'll put it this set into rows. Go ahead and edit the filter. Right now it is in and out, both values are there. I want to see only in. Okay, no, but it's not showing state, so let me drag back that state field and I'll remove it from here, though it will be there in the filters. Now you can see I have just sorted basis profit, and in filters I'm my filter is based out of top or bottom set, and over there I have selected only in. So you can see in means in my top set as well as in bottom set, whatever was included, I'm showing both the values here in this visualization. Now maybe if I select 5 here, it's going to show me top 5 and bottom 5. If I put it as can you please repeat? Okay. Okay, so basically it's like include or exclude. So in means all the elements which are falling within the condition. Out means except those elements which were in the condition, except those, it will show all other items. So for an example, if I go ahead and do that, let's see. I'll select out and remove in. It's going to show me all other elements except my in items, right? I'll change it back to in. Now, one more thing you can apply here. Right now you can see like the color, whether it is negative, positive, it is same. You can drag the same set onto color. And here you can change the color. Let me go ahead. Okay, it's in right now. Okay, for the time being, so if I select both and you edit this color in maybe orange, this maybe. All right, now let's see. Okay, no. So you can maybe create another calculated field basis which for negative numbers you can have a different color and for positive you can have a different color. You can follow the same approach what we did on the very first day. So if you wish, I can show that again. We'll go ahead and create one calculated field. I'll say color flag and I'll write it down like if sum of profit is less than or equal to 0, then maybe any number here, and else I want G and end my condition. Color flag. I've just created one calculated field and I'll drag this field here onto colors. Edit color so you can see G and R. For G it is blue right now. Yep, somebody was speaking something. Yeah, right. So we have so red and green is being decided basis the total profit. If total profit is less than 0 or equal to 0, then I have given red. And if it is Mhm. Can you please repeat that? I mean, I think I didn't get properly. Mhm. Okay, so from the visualization itself, you want to highlight only top five. Mhm. Okay, and do you want to show all other elements as well, or do you don't want to show them? Okay, I think that is achievable, but there is one condition. The condition is this top five or top bottom, you will have to create as a table calculation. Right. Why I'm saying that? Because this profit is coming from one individual row. So let's say if I select this and go ahead and see the data, right? Okay. So for Texas, it is one, but if you want to see the full data, view data and show see full data, it shows these many records, right? Which means, which means it's a aggregated value what I'm getting here, right? So creating a flag on my database level or data source level will not be feasible. It has to be a table calculation, whatever visualization we use here. Mhm, mhm. Okay. So for that, what I would recommend, you can just create a simple group, right? You can have top five or bottom five uh, marked like this, and remaining elements you can have. So let's take an example. Okay. So for that, let's do one thing. So you are saying number one, you want to simply show top five, right? Top five and top bottom with other values too. Okay. So, so let me remove this parameter from the picture. And in my sets, what I'm going to do is edit set, and here I'll just put top five. This one will be bottom five. Okay. I've just edited my top and bottom sets here. And if I go to combined set, see, it has like all members in both the sets, shared members in both the sets, bottom except shared members, top except shared members. Okay. So we have top and bottom. Let's see, we need to create. Okay, for the time being, I'm going to edit this filter, and but you want to see color only for top and bottom things, right? Let me try. I'm not very sure that it will be doable, but let's see. See, on record level, we can create a flag, but on aggregation level, we cannot, right? That is the challenge here. So, create, okay. Okay. Let's see whether it behaves in a correct way or not. Okay, so we have only our state and profit here. So rank color, that is what we have created. And I'll put it onto colors. Okay, so going back this condition, I'm saying that if rank and sum of profit in ascending, if it is greater than or equal to 5, then green. Okay. Mm, right. Okay. I think this is what you wanted. But still I can see only, okay, 5 values here and then 5 values here. Fine. Now the only thing is you need to change the color, which means red, at the place of red you wanted white. So you can choose any other scale, maybe this one. You can show it gray. For G you can have green, and for W maybe you can have red. Ah, it's opposite. We'll change it again. What you want is, yeah, it's red, it's gray, and green is green. Yeah, something like this, right? Okay, so which means you can write rank function in your condition calculated field and you can achieve the same. No, so okay, let's put one more flavor here. We have already this parameter created, right? With which we are not using right now there. Uh, if I do anything, it will not make any difference in this view. What I'm going to do is in my top rank, let's see what it does first of all. So rank, profit rank and rank color we have created. 5. Do you want to change the color basis this parameter, or do you want to filter records also? Yeah. See, first of all, you can see it. You can change the numbers. If you type 10, you are going to see top 10 or top bottom colored as red or green. That is achievable. Right. No worries. Now, another thing I would try to do here in filter itself. No, but that will not do. Okay, let me remove rank. It's not useful. At the place of state, no, that state is fine. Let me go to my combined set. Okay, no, it will not show. What it is going to do, it will either show top and bottom, and remaining it will not show. So yeah, that is what you wanted, right? We don't want to filter out records here. Huh. Okay, okay, it was a good exercise. So yeah, I'll share this whole workbook. Okay, okay. What I would do, I'll save this as a package, which you can open in any version, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. So you mean you are not able to transfer it from your machine to into that lab? Okay, okay. Okay. Maybe I mean you can forward that to your Gmail and then open your Gmail there. That is a workaround you can use. Okay, let me see that. I mean, I need to check. I don't know whether all these VMs can be accessed from one to another or is there any shared. I need to check that with the IT team. Mhm. No, this link you can open anywhere. I mean, at your home also, lab.vinces.com. This you can open at your home also. And now the problem which I can see only is like you're not able to get this workbook into that machine, if I'm not wrong. No, I'm not using any, secure data. I mean, I would not say that I'm not. It's a free data which is provided by Tableau, right? It's open source. Yeah. All right. So we saw histogram, we saw Pareto, rank, we saw coloring. Okay, fine. I listed down a couple of topics for today: top, bottom, trend line, area, rectangle, reference lines, bin. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, yesterday I shared one pie chart, but it was not, the way I wanted to create basically. Uh, Yesterday, what I created, it was a simple color. I mean, one color only you were getting in the pie, in the donut. So I'll just show that what we went through yesterday. In session 2, day 2, I shared this workbook with everyone. Hope you were able to open. Okay. Yesterday when we were creating donut, so it was like this, and we were not able to put categories here onto this, right? That was the challenge coming across at that time. So I just went ahead and looked into it. The only change what you need to do is at the place of sum of this one. See why it is because you're taking sum. If you take average, average of one is always going to be one. It's never going to be changed. And in that case, let me show a header again. Okay. The next thing what I wanted here, I wanted to just put category into this. Now, if you see these donut charts, that is what I wanted to create. I mean, do you know how to create it, or do you want me to create it from scratch again? Mhm. Okay. So I'll just close this yesterday's workbook. Okay. Okay, this is the sheet what we were on. So pie chart, and then I'm going to pull. Okay, we created this one dummy calculated field which has nothing but one as a name and one as a value here. I'll be using the same and drag it into rows. We'll change this aggregation sum into average. Same thing I'll do, I'll drag it again. We'll call it maybe average. So we got two fields with the same values, average, onto our visualization area. Um, I'm going to change it into pi. So both got converted into pi. Now, next thing would be to change and go ahead and make a dual axis. Right now it is dual axis chart. Let me increase the size here. Yeah, sure. Sure. So, like so far, whatever charts I have created, Corey, I mean, we have created some placeholders. Uh, so this one here is one of the calculated field which works as a placeholder. It's not a real measure. It is just a dummy measure what we have created. No, it's just it's only creating a placeholder for actual measure that can be profit, sales, or anything. It is just creating a placeholder for that. Hmm. So what I would do now for one of the measure here, let's say I've selected this one. I'm going to reduce the size of it. as well as the color, right? And synchronize axis. So these are the two things which we need to do initially. So what happened so far? I have one as a dummy measure. I have dragged it twice, got it as a dual axis, synchronize it, synchronize the axis, and then I have reduced the size of one of the measures here. So I have just got a dummy donut here. Now, what I'm going to do next is I select the first measure whose size is bigger. I'm going to drag any of my dimension for which I want to show numbers. So let's say I dragged region. Right now there is no measure, so only region as soon as I have dropped. So you can see it shows west, it shows central, it shows east, and then south. But what I want, like slices of these regions should be sized either by profit or by sales. So in order to do that, I need to drag an actual measure on maybe angle. You need to drop it. So I'll just put it here, and you can see it now. The size of slices got changed. So for west, I have a different, for central, it's different, for east, it is different, and for south, it is again different. That's one way. And right now, it is plotting the whole data which I have. We know that this data consists of multiple years. So I can have order date or date into columns wherein I can split this into year. So the same donut will appear for each year. And you can see like uh, okay, right now it doesn't show the label. I can go ahead in all and check on the labels. I don't think the label which is in the center is required. I'll select it and uncheck it. Only thing is, now you know the profit for your West region in 2015 and what was there in 2016. So you know different numbers associated with different regions in different years. I can set it to fit width, and this is how it will appear here. The scale doesn't matter because it was based out of dummy measure. I can uncheck the header. So this is how your donut chart will appear. Anytime if you wish, you can increase, decrease the size to make it better or as per your, wish. Mhm. I mean, it holds true for all the scenarios where you can create pie chart. Actually, it's pie chart only. In order to beautify a pie chart, we are calling it donut chart and we are creating like this. Yeah, it talks about the same numbers, same statistics, what a pie chart will give. Yes. Right. So it's a custom chart basically. I mean, pie chart is by default given into show me option. You can go ahead and create that. But in order to create donut, you need to customize a pie chart. That's the difference. Correct. And this is the custom one. Okay. So any questions for creating this? Any doubt? Right. So for that, yeah, sure, Corey. So you can just go to tooltip, click on it, and you need to remove this average row from here. Now you will not get average. Okay, so pie chart donut is done. Now there is another area chart here. If you see these things we have not used, area charts. So area charts are also, looks beautiful. You can use in your visualization or dashboards. For an example, let's say, I mean, let's say categories, subcategories are there, and you have, let's say, your profit. That is what you want to show. Let me put it in a table. Okay, where is my date? Okay, so over here you can see, like I have just created, dragged year into columns and my profit into rows. I can see a simple trend here. Anytime you want, you can change it into area because you can see like it is enabled here. You can just click it and you can see the area chart, right? It shows the overall picture, how my profit has increased during different years, starting from 2015, 16, 17, and 18. Now, you might want to know, okay, it's my overall profit, but I would like to see in different product categories or different regions or maybe in categories how it has gone up and down during these different years. So for that, you can simply drag either category, uh, product category, sorry, subcategory, or region, whichever you want. You can drag that into colors area. I'll say ABC, and you can see like how it has been moving. So it was my subcategory. There are a number of rows you can see. So likewise, this binders, it has increased from 40K to it has reached up to 7. Okay, sorry, from 4K to it has reached to 17K. No, something is wrong with this statistics. I'm not able to read here. So it shows 7 and then 7K. For this copiers, it's 25K. Okay, so basically the width of a particular row talks about that how much profit is being lying into that particular category. This 40K talks about the overall sum. 50K is the overall sum around 2015, and if you go towards 2018, the total was around 100, more than 100K. But in a particular category, it was around 15. For this, it was 7. For this, it was 25K. Hope you are able to understand how to read it. Anyone, feel free to ask question. I mean, if you are not able to read it properly. Okay. You mean creation or only the how to read it? Okay. No worries. So I'll just go ahead and remove everything from the list. Okay. So what I said, in a basic trend, what happens? Let's say you have a date. and you have maybe profit. So this, okay, so this is the trend of profit in multiple years, starting from 2015 to 19. So 15, 16, 17, 18, and from there you can see there is a decline because 19 is still going on. Maybe you would not like to show 19 here. So I'll just apply one filter and okay, apply filter and don't show 19. Will show up to 18 only, right? So it shows that my profit has been increasing starting from 2015 to 18. What I did after this, I just converted this into an area chart. So the whole area it was covered and it was showing plot of profit. Then I had another question like maybe I want to show that within this profit trending, how individual categories, subcategories, or maybe my region has been trending. So when I say region, basically profit in different regions. So earlier what I did, I dragged my subcategory onto the color. So we got this type of view. So over here, I was saying like how to read it. Basically, the width of each category, if you see, that talks about the profit generated into that particular category. Don't get confused with this axis here. Like likewise, I have selected this green, and it says here 30 to 40, right? So don't get confused that 30,000 is the profit in this category. No, 30,000 is the profit starting from zero till here, the complete y-axis. The profit lying into chairs category is only 6,781 in 2015. But if you go towards 19, it is 7,302. Similarly, if you select any other category, you can see like it started from 2,913 to 25,000, right? So is it making sense now? Yeah. There are few categories like this. If you see this green thing here, like the profit increased quite high in 2017, but in 18 again it's went down. Same thing happened with this category here. It was almost same throughout 15, 16, and 17, and then in 18 it gone down. So that is how you can show the actual view, or if you wish, you can select a particular category and show it the way you want to. With this, I mean, there can be possibility that you want, though you are showing in different categories, but you want to show one highlighted maybe line for the total profit. So for that, you can just drag this profit again, and from this, I'll remove the color. Maybe I don't want to show area. I'll simply show line. Just a minute. Okay. From this, I don't want to show area. I just want to show line like this. And the size of this line, maybe I can increase. And then I'll convert this into dual axis. So if you see here, these lines are showing individual, profit in the individual categories. However, this line shows the profit, actually overall profit, irrespective of any subcategory. This line shows you the overall profit throughout different years. That's how you can have overall as well as profit lying into different categories. Hope this makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, if you see here, there is some negative numbers also, some parallel lines also which are going. So like these two things, number one and number two. For these two things, there is a negative decline. What happens here? It will add up, sum up everything, and then it shows. So if you add these individual, it's going to be 82K 941 at this point of the time. I didn't get. Could you please repeat? Uh, uh, yeah, of course. And anytime if you want to change the color scheme, you can do that anytime because these colors look little dull. So if you wish to change the theme, you can change available themes here and automatically set it what you want. Right. So any questions here? Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. Hmm. Yeah, right. What are we going to do here? I mean, what are you planning to do? Hmm. Okay. Okay, so let's do one thing. First of all, see what I believe what you have done, you have dragged subcategory into your all cards. So which means it is applied onto the both axes. Yeah. So do one thing. Go to one particular measure. I mean either sum, profit, one or two, any of those. Yeah, in the marks card. Marks card. Mhm. No, 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 no. Just go back there. Yeah. Just remove it from one particular, I mean, remove this subcategory from here. Okay. And what is, if you click on the sum profit, which looks in the bottom, which appears in the bottom, what you get there? In the same marks card, yeah. Subcategory Difference in the profit. No, no, no. Still, it is something is still wrong. Uh, just go to rows and select that first sum profit and drop down. Uh, Clear table calculation. Clear table calculation. Okay. Right now, what is happening? I mean, in this scenario, you have sorry, you have two dual axes chart here, and on both axes you have same measure. Fine. Now, what we want on one particular measure, we will be dragging our categories. So now just drag that category what you had earlier onto the color pill of some profit. Yes, right. Now what is happening on one side you have the, I mean on both you have area type, but in one side you have put categories, on one you have not. So what we need to do is just select one of the axes. Yeah, right. Yeah, so right click and change the mark type. Click on mark type and maybe change it to line. Okay. No, can you do Control Z and select another axis and do the same thing? Yeah. Select another axis. Not that one. Uh, yeah, because on that axis we have put the categories. We want to do it for other one. Line. Yeah. Right. Now, if you select this, you wanted to show percentage, correct? Okay, let's create that first, and I'll talk about one thing. So on this particular line, can you tell me that which measure it is? Because we have two, right? Some profit. So is it the first one or the second one? Right, right. No, in the rows we have dragged it twice, right? So this line is for first one or the second one. If you just select that, it will tell automatically. Okay. Now go ahead and add table calculation. It seems that it is for the no, no, no. It's for the second one. So just Control Z, cancel and Control Z. Okay. Select the second sum profit from the rows. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and add table calculation. And over here, uh, in the drop down at the place of difference, select percentage, maybe percentage of total across, and yeah, across, correct. And then okay. Yeah, now cancel it and go to labels, show label, right? So it shows you the percentage, right? Yeah, no problem. No, but still, I mean, there is one thing here. For end users, right? It will be little confusing. What I mean is, on one side you have thousands, maybe a dollar amount. On left side you have percentage, right? So showing axis will be little confusing. Number one. So a good practice will be to hide the accesses here. Don't show those accesses. right? I mean, you can right click on access and uncheck the header, uncheck show header, right? But in this case, I think you would need label on that also. Right now, you're showing percentage for overall profit, yeah, overall profit, but you can show the labels for different categories as well. Right? Yeah. Okay, great. So anybody, any question on this area chart? We have created dual axis here and it's a area chart, both combined. Okay, I think we'll continue. So let me share my screen again and okay, another there is one chart which is very easy and simple. We you have it here called tree maps, and that you can show by maybe region and profit. As soon as you select, you get here, right? It shows like this. In case you don't want to show region and you want to have color by maybe product, you can drag product name here and you will have each rectangle for each product. So that is how maybe you can play with this and see. I'll drag subcategories. Generally it has few values and it appears well. So like this, show the labels. If you want to add labels like as a what category it belongs to. Okay, in labels, text, and from detail, profit and sales. So you have three values into each rectangle, and you know like which category has how much profit and how much sales. Anytime you wish to, because until unless you don't put your mouse on each rectangle, you don't see, or you will not be able to identify that what is my profit and what is my sales. So for that, you can go ahead into labels, and for this you can just put a text as profit, and for this you can put as sales. Now it tells on blue, you mean here? No, no, it tells that there are three negative values. If you see, it shows that there are three negative values. Hmm. Yeah, that's what. So it's giving Tableau automatically giving you an option whether you would like to hide or filter those negative values. I just did that. You can see filter got added and now everything is blue in nature. Right? So it's a tree map area. Okay. It was simple, but still if anybody has question, I think we can cover. Should we continue to the next one? Okay, nobody's speaking. Um, we still have good time, so we'll continue because we have now. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay, right. Okay, so just give me 5 minutes. Let me cover one chart which is left out of my list here. Rectangle area trend line. Let me just cover this and then no, there are multiple items also, cluster and reference line as well. Okay. Okay, so okay. Okay, you want to see data blending first. So let me I'll go back to data source tab. Right. Now, first of all, uh, I have just here I'm connected with one of the Excel sheet. Right. Now let me do one thing. It has only union and it doesn't have data blend. Yeah, for data blending you can have live or extract. That you can have. In data blending you can have. Hello. Okay. You come again, right? Hello. You can hear me now, right? Right? Hello. Am I audible? Okay. Okay. Something was wrong with my connection here. Let me just log in. Okay. So I was going to, yeah, Ankit, I think you were saying something like, can we use data blending with extract? In data blending, there would be some problem in case of extract. Right. I'll tell you how. First of all, let me cover again, what data blending and cross join is. So over here, if you see, I already have one connection created with the Excel sheet, and I can see like I'm connected with the orders sheet. I can go anytime and add another sheet coming from another Excel workbook. So you can see like this is two connections now, and I have one sheet coming from here and one sheet coming from here. Right? I can, let me remove this for a moment, or okay, new do, okay. For the time being, I'll add orders as well as I'll drag this new union. Yeah, I'm connected with one sheet, but I want to do union here. Okay, with the another sheet as ordered. Or maybe like this order came from first connection, I'll select another connection and I'll drag this new union, and then take the table from this. What I have done, my first order sheet was coming from sample superstore first data connection, and while doing union, I'm taking orders table from the second connection. Is it clear right now what I'm doing? Right. Mhm. So in this scenario, I have applied a union between orders table coming from two different data sources. We can, yeah. I mean, what I have done, I have combined the data coming from both the connections into one. Union is to combine your data vertically. Right. Correct. Right. Okay. Let's for a minute. Let's not talk about Tableau. Oh, what exactly Union all does? Exactly. So union all means, let's say if you want to combine the data of two tables horizontally, sorry, vertically, right? When I say vertically, let me open Excel here. Let's see. Okay. Let's say I have a table and column. It has A, B, and C columns. Another table I have, it has E, F, and G, and they have some values like one, two, whatever, three, four. Okay. Yeah. Is it fine now? All, all right. So what I said, let's say there is one table with column A, B, C, and another table is there. It has columns E, F, G, and it have some numbers. irrespective of any logic. Right. So if I'm going to union these two tables, and like maybe the name of the columns is different, but I want column A to be union with column E, column B to union with F, and C to H, what will be in the result table? I will get another table. Uh, let's say if I do first table union second table, I will get a result wherein I will have the total data in one table itself. That's the output what I'm going to get. So union all, Tableau has only union all concept. It doesn't have union. Union all, which means it will show you all the records irrespective if whether if you have a duplicate records. Duplicate can, right. So it's not horizontally basically. I mean, it's a horizontally. Okay, I mean, let's take in that word. Otherwise, what I was thinking, so you're saying it is horizontally, but there is another concept of join, right? Wherein basis one common column, you join two tables and bring more columns from another table. So, like let's say one table has this column. Now, basis one column, you are joining and you are fetching two more columns from some other table. So generally, I call this as this is a horizontal join because my columns are increasing in horizontal level. But over here, my values are increasing in vertical level. So I mean that is terminology what I follow. I call it vertical combination, that is in union, and horizontal in join. But yes, that's fine. I mean the way what you understand, that's fine. So in union, we are combining two tables horizontally, right? The same thing is happening in case you go ahead and um, okay. The same thing is happening here. You are combining your two tables horizontally. One table is coming from sample superstore and another is coming from sample superstore 2. So connections like this, wherein you have two data sources involved on data source level. So two things, connections and data source. This is what the data source is, and two connections, right? So two data source involved on the connections level, you will call it cross database join. Operation is union here. You can use join also. Operation can be anything, but you are getting data from two different data sources in one Tableau connection. And if you go ahead and create an extract, it's going to create only one extract, irrespective of number of data sources or connection what you create here. This is called cross join, cross database connection. No, no, you can. That's what I said, right? You can create extract. It's going to create one extract irrespective your data is coming from 10 data sources. It will create whatever the result after the joining, whatever the result you are getting, it will create only that extract, right? This is cross database join. Now, there could be another scenario. So another scenario is, let me remove this thing from here. I have one connection, it's like sample superstore. I have got orders table. Let me name it as order 1, and this connection here, okay, that is one only. I'll create another data source, connect to Excel, and I will, okay, it's asking me to save because I selected extract. Go back, go back. Okay, it's live. Order 1 and live. This is one connection. I'm going to create another data source. Again, I'll collect Excel, this, right? And I'll name it as order 2. So in my data, okay, let's take a better example here. I'll not take order. I'll take this returns because this has two fields, order ID. And in my orders table, we have, order ID, this. So basis this, we can join. It will be a good scenario. So in order 1, I have orders. In order 2, I'm going to take return, or let me name it as return only, right? So two connections I have created. One is order 1 and another is return. Now let me drag one more sheet here. You can see here in orders, I have these many columns. And if I select return, I have only two columns and one is it's auto generated by Tableau, right? So no, I mean this number of record, it gets automatically created in Tableau, right? So I have two data sources here. So far I have not joined them, right? Now there is a possibility because in order 1 also I have order ID, and in returns also I have order ID. So I can join these both data sources on Tableau level or on this particular sheet. And for that, I'll go ahead into data, edit relationship, and you will see both data sources here, order 1 and return. So right now Tableau automatically identifies, okay, order ID is common in both the data sources. In case it doesn't give that automatically, you can click on custom and add another field if you want, right? And this also is going to create a join between these both data sources. So if, let's say, if I make return as the primary data source of my this sheet. When I say primary data source of this sheet, you can see it is blue. In case if I would like to get any other value from order 1, that will behave as a secondary data source for this sheet. So let's say because returns is the primary data source for this sheet, I want to fetch maybe quantity against these orders in this sheet. So I need to take the quantity from another data source, which is nothing but order 1. I'm going to take quantity column and put it here, right? Now you can see I have dragged quantity, it has orange sign. Same goes with this data source, it has orange sign. So in this particular sheet, yeah, please go ahead. Right. So on one sheet, I'm getting data from two different data sources. And this connection is known as, or this concept is known as data blending. I'm blending data coming from two different data sources. And in this scenario, you cannot create a common extract because your connections are separate. Right. Uh-huh. Mhm. If you will join them here, I mean, let's say my order one is coming from SQL Server and return is coming from Oracle or Excel, right? If you make this join here by going through relationships, it will be called as data blending. Same thing, right? I mean, any relation which you are going to make using this option data and then joining here, it will be known as data blending, irrespective of data source, whether Excel, SQL, Oracle, anything. Mhm. Right. Okay. So what you want to know, I'll just connect one SQL Server connection here. SQL connection is done. I'll go ahead and select my database. Then I can see the tables coming from the database. So you can drag directly that particular table, or if you wish, you can write query. Mhm. See, I didn't get. I mean, you if you want to do data blending between Excel and SQL, at least you need one common column, right? See, name doesn't matter, but at least value and data type should be same. Column values should match. Column name can be different. Yes, exactly. Column name can be anything because it gives you a feature, right, to edit relationship. So you can, I mean, if you go here and edit relationship, let's say orders and add, so you can have written versus anything else, right? If values will match, then only you will get result. If values doesn't match, you will not get any result, right? Okay, so should I continue with the topic which we left, or do you have still any doubt here in blending and cross join? Okay, so yesterday, let me just add it again. I just closed that Excel one. So data, new data source, sign in, select data. Okay, I need to fetch here. I just added one table here from SQL Server. We'll see if it has data. Fine. Now I'll go to my sheet 11. So you can see like here there are three connections. One coming from Excel, other two coming from written file and order file. In order to make relation here, you need to go to edit relationship and you will see like all three are listed into data sources. So you can make relation from uh, n number of data sources here. It is just your field should match. So in our case, see, you can see like between SQL Server and order one, we have city and postal code matching. Tableau has automatically taken that. If I take address and returns, there is nothing matching. It's not showing me any column. But if I select order, so it shows order and address, these two are matching. Order and returns, order ID is matching. Same goes with if I select returns, same, or returns and address, nothing is matching, but returns and order, my order ID is matching, right? So between order and address, there is no proper join because there is nothing common between those two tables, right? So I have just created this relation. It is a data blending here between Excel and SQL data. Any questions here? Right. There was one more thing I wanted to show. You might have seen this link icon. Tableau, whenever you are doing data blending between two different data sources, Tableau automatically creates this link. I mean, this link is nothing but it's coming from your uh, relationship, what we defined. It's coming from there only. Sometimes you will see that there are other link icons, but they are grayed out. Like this one is orange, which means it is active. You can see, like, as I have put my mouse over it, it says stop using order ID as linking field. If you want to stop that, I mean, right now it is active, that's why you are getting quantity into here. As soon as you stop it, my quantity, I got some random number here. It's total count, nothing else. Yeah, because join has been, destroyed. There is no connectivity. So this link you need to be very careful with while working with data blending. If it is active in orange color, then only you will get the real values. If it is grayed out, which means your data sets are not connected properly. Okay. All right. So any other question here so far? From anyone? No questions. Am I audible? I mean, I can't hear anybody. Okay. Corey, Destry, Ramu, Shara, Vineet. Okay, Vineet, you don't have. So Sujay. Yeah. Okay. So I basically wanted to ask one question. I went through the agenda which was shared with me. We have mentioned using and Python as well with Tableau. So are you guys really going to use that? I mean, should I cover that or should I cover these basic things which are still pending? There are many things which we need to cover. So, okay. Mhm. Okay, fine. So I'll cover that. But yes, we need to cover many other things also in order to complete the agenda. Okay, so let me start with, I mean, we are left with 15 minutes. I'll take, uh, as per my, these charts, we were left with reference lines and box plot. Where is box plot? Yeah. So let's see. I mean, it'll be easy, just a small task. So I'll add, let's say, order ID here, and I'm going to put profit into my rows. So this trend we already saw, like how my profit is going up and down between different years, starting from 15 to 18. By any chance, if I change it into maybe year and month, it goes like this, right? Now, just one thing. Okay, Ankit, it's just a small thing. I mean, I'll take 2 minutes and then we can wrap up. Sure. It's a trend. I mean, you already seen it, and I need to just right click over here and enable trend lines. Generally, whenever you forecast your data or you present your data, you need to show the trend whether overall progress is in positive direction or negative direction. So this trend line is basically used for that. So we have plotted our data and we have just enabled trend lines, and you can see the equation of this trend line, that what model tab you have used, and it shows that it is going upwards, which means it is positive. You can click on and explore, describe trend line. You will see different other statistics, and that you can use for our your analysis or modeling if you want. Tableau uses the same concept for forecasting as well. So this is how it will, show the trend lines. Okay, we have other reference lines and all that I'll cover tomorrow. We are left with box plot, cluster, and reference line. All right. So I mean, before we drop, we can recap if anybody has any question, or are we good for today? Y- Yep. So I'll be sharing this picture what I shared today, and then I'll be sharing today's workbook what I have been working on. Let me show you this. So far, I mean, I believe I didn't notice, but when I think Ankit was talking about, he mentioned that he is not able to open this workbook, what I shared yesterday. The problem with this workbook will be because I used live connection and I simply sent this workbook in email. You will face some problem because data is in my local machine and I have sent it to you. It will not, connectivity will not be there, and those charts will not work. In order to avoid this issue, while if you want to share actual workbook with end users, you need to create data extract. So there are two ways. Either you save this workbook as packaged workbook. This packaged workbook will have all data connections as well as if I use any images and all. It will combine everything and create a kind of zip file. So if I go, don't you have Tableau desktop on your machine? Mhm. Okay. So in that case, so can you please ping me your personal email address? Then I'll drop this email on that also. I mean, a data perspective, I don't think there is any because I'm not using any healthcare related data or HIPAA compliance anything. It's a sample data which is already pro. Hmm. No, see, I remember with Optum, basically, I mean, if you know, I have been working with Optum. I left Optum in 2017. Right. So we had Platfora table, sorry, training at some point of time. Over there, I mean, we there was some similar scenario when somebody, uploaded data related to providers into their training environment. That was the real case of data breach. But in our case, we are using a sample data provided by Tableau. I mean, if you talk about me, I would recommend none of you use your data, I mean, data from your any of your databases. Please don't use that. Use this sample data only. Until unless you are using the sample data, there will not be any issue. If you are using any data coming from provider information or with patient information, then there would be some problem. So don't use any data related to SSN, MPIN, patient ID, member ID, all that. Yeah, fine. I mean, you can check with them. But I'll share this on your office email address. I mean, this workbook. Mhm. Yeah, guys. Yeah. So I'll be sharing this with your on your personal sorry on your office email address what I have. But again, I mean, anytime if you feel it is secure, you can forward it to your personal and use it at your home or in this VM what is being provided. Yeah. But yes, Ankit, it's good to confirm with your supervisor and manager as well, right? Mhm. Yeah, I mean it's better to take precaution before. Yeah. All right then. So I think that's all for today. Uh, as usual, I'll be sharing the shared topics and this workbook and the image what I shared for use which chart and when. So, but yes, please feel free to ask. I mean, provide your feedback also how it is going, and uh, we need to cover a lot more topics tomorrow. We are left with 2 days, so let's find. I mean, let's meet tomorrow and cover rest of the things. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Yeah. Bye. Oh my God. Is Niranjan not picking phone today? What happened? Ranga called me thrice and then Sanjay looks like demo is still not done. Umesh indicated it's done. Can you check and let Jessica know? What? Can you check and let Jessica know? Sanjay has pinged. Okay, so first of all,